I think you're just rooting for this guy because there's no air of pretension. He's just he's a guy that you know. He's just as love. He's you. He's me. And then turns out he's the smartest guy in the room.
You know, clip there from CNN and talking about Peter Falk, the late American actor, best known for his role as Lieutenant Columbo in the television series by that same name. That interview on CNN with Larry King. His daughter, Catherine Falk, is introducing a bill called the Peter Falk Bill, and she's joining us now to discuss this. Catherine, talk to us a little bit about your story with this and your issues as a child trying to deal with a custody issue with your parent. Tell us about what the crux of this bill is all about.
The visitation bill basically is a protection, a law that protects adult children and an ailing elderly parent when your parent is being isolated or secluded away from family, friends, and loved ones. So this streamlines the process where an adult child can go into court and petition the court without having to go through a long, lengthy battle in probate court and spend $100,000. It basically, it really holds the caretaker accountable for any type of elder abuse, and it also allows children the ability to see their parents.
And of course, you went through this with your own father.
Right. I did in 2009, 2010, and I turned to my then attorney and I said, we need to draft a bill. We have to create a law to make sure nobody else goes through this. It's awful. It's awful.
And tell us a little bit about your personal experience and what you were going through.
My dad was basically incapacitated. He had Alzheimer's disease. He had just gone through hip surgery replacement, and nobody could access my dad. I was just devastated because we were supposed to go out with him on Father's Day, and we couldn't find him. We couldn't locate him. And so I immediately called a probate attorney, and I went into court right away, and I talked to the judge.
And why was this happening? Because I know when I'm thinking of my mother, I'm the power of attorney. So wouldn't that kind of prevent that? I mean, obviously you're saying that's not enough.
Well, the step parent is usually the person who has power of attorney, and under the conservatorship laws, I had to go into court and basically petition for conservatorship, which I didn't even really want, but it was the umbrella to being able to go into court and say, and can you give me visitation? It's the only place to go to ask to see your parents. And it's really, it's a flawed system, you know?
Yeah, and we've heard other cases, and we heard about a dispute recently with B.B. King and also Joni Mitchell. There's been questions about that. When you look at this,
and Mickey Rooney's children too.
And Mickey Rooney's children too. Give us an update on where the bill stands right now. And you're leading this fight through California. Is it in the state law there, or is this something you think needs to be on a national level?
It needs to be on a federal level, but right now it's going state to state. It originated in California with Assemblyman Mike Gatto, and when it was introduced, I took the amended draft and I submitted it to a Syracuse Assemblyman Magnarelli, and he responded right away, and he got bipartisan support with Senator DeFrancisco in Syracuse as well. So we are well on our way in New York to passing what's called the Peter Falk Bill.
So essentially, and I want to apologize, you were referring to some individuals and we were looking at video of B.B. King, so I just want our viewers out there to know that. So essentially what you were saying is you need a bill like this because otherwise what a step-parent may keep you away from your parent, basically, and prevent you from being involved in your parents' lives?
There is absolutely nothing on the books. There's no legal recourse that adult children have currently that allows them to get any visitation to their parents. And they're isolated, and many isolation to me is abuse. It's elder abuse. And so we need a law to protect us and to protect our parents.
And are you I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, this bill has to protect adult children and our ailing parents so that we can have a relationship in their final years and days of their life. It's despicable.
And what I was going to ask you, are you garnering a lot of support of this bill?
A lot of support. There are so many people across America that are in the exact same situation right now that I was in 2009, and this is a huge epidemic across this country. Huge.
All right, so you're working on this bill across the country. It started in California. It's now in New York. You say there's a lot of support out there. Also a good reminder, Catherine, I believe, for folks out there to have these discussions with your parents well before it ever comes time that this becomes a legal dispute.
Especially as people are living longer.
You need to talk to your parents ahead of time and really plan ahead for something like this. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yep. Go ahead.
And right I'm in 8 other states. I'm not only just in New York. I'm in direct contact with senators in many other states, and they're really, really helpful getting this visitation bill passed.
And Catherine, for the viewers that are, we're running out of time, but for the viewers that are in support of what you're doing, how can they help your mission?
Just send me your letters to www.catherinefalkorganization.org, and also to my Facebook fan page, which is Catherine Falk Organization, excuse me. It's a Facebook page. Write me your letters, send me your letters of support or your stories, and I can submit them to senators and assemblymen. That's all I want. I'm not raising any money, doing this for any salary. Right. I'm just doing this for humanity.
Well, thank you for spending time with us. We're so happy to have you on our show. Good luck to you.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. Got to have those conversations. Last will and testament,
right.
Advanced directives. You got to talk about it.
It is such a difficult conversation to have, but nonetheless, very important. Well,